Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Genuine Life Podcast. I'm wishing you a wonderful, wonderful Monday. I am actually going to get out of the way today, and you are going to hear the voice of someone else that is super special to me. His name is Tim, and he and I work together out in Atlanta. And, I've received such great feedback from you with regards to our Fighting Through Fear episode. And I said our like it's more than just me talking on here, but ignore that. So anyway, I received such great feedback about that episode, and I've known Tim for a long time, and he is someone that constantly and continues to fight through fear and launch things and try things, and I thought he would be perfect to carry this into a part 2. And so what you're going to hear is his interview today, and we're going to talk a little bit about how he fought through fear, and I hope that it encourages you today. You get a break from my voice, so that's kind of cool. I mean, I'll be on there, but it'll be nice to hear from somebody else. And I'm wishing you all well. I hope that you're taking care of yourselves. And yeah, that's it. Let's jump right into it. Here is this week's episode with my friend Tim of the Overqualified brand out of Atlanta. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Genuine Life Podcast. And I am so excited to be sharing the day with someone that I love and cherish and just adore, and I think you will as well. His name is Tim, and he and I worked together when I lived in Atlanta. And Tim, I'm so excited to have you on the show.
I am excited as well. Before we even get into this, Jen, I have to say, I am so proud of you. Like, I remember when this was just a conversation piece, and to now see your dream come to reality, it fills my heart with joy. I'm so happy for you.
Don't do this, because I'm sipping my little wine here and I will cry. So don't do that. Oh, and
Okay.
speaking of, do you have your drink? Because we drink
Oh
on the
yes.
show.
I'm sipping on my wine as well, aka Tito's and vodka. I'm sorry, Tito's and cranberry. But
I was
yeah,
about to say double shots over there.
double shots. I believe I did pour a double shot. But
Well, Tim, just so you know, this week we are really focusing on living a fearless life. And you are someone that I have always thought lived fearlessly. When we worked together,
wow.
you had joined a deco, not really knowing what you were getting into. And then I remember your amazing music career and what you were doing there. You were acting and now an entrepreneur. And so I just thought it would be really cool to have you on the show to talk a little bit about your story. We'll share your story with my listeners, and I want to talk about this new business venture as well. So if you are ready to go, I'm ready to jump right into this interview.
Well, let's go. Let's go. And you know what? Honestly, hearing you say that, it's like, wow. Just a person on the outside looking in, it feels good to hear it.
Yeah.
But trust me, it was a journey.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I think what's really cool about what you just said, and the reason why it's so important for us to encourage one another, or if we see something that we admire, to speak up, because
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. When you're inside of it, I know people say to me all the time, "Oh my gosh, you're like really doing all these things." And I'm over here
hmm
thinking I'm failing every day.
right.
So, yeah, of course, send yourself a virtual hug for me, since I'm
I
not there
feel it.
yet.
I feel
Yeah.
it. I can just go look at your picture on Facebook with your arms open. I feel all the love that I need, and I thank you for it.
Wonderful. So, Tim, if you could, why don't you go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself, where you are from, where you currently
Okay.
live, hobbies, and how people would describe you?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, Tim is Tim. I'm a country boy raised in Adel, Georgia. Moved to the big city of Atlanta like around maybe 10 years ago. A son, a brother, a friend. Not quite a lover yet, but maybe
Okay.
one day. Maybe
Wow.
I'm optimistic about it. Hopefully it'll happen. I don't know. Um,
That's another show.
and now I guess I can add a designer, entrepreneur, to my resume, which is really dope.
It is.
Um, what people would say about Tim, how would they describe little old me? I guess a genuine. Can I cuss on here?
You can do
A-hole.
whatever you'd like. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, good. No, but a genuine asshole for the most part. Very
Okay.
authentic. But we all have our other sides, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Like definitely giving. Don't mind to. I would give my shirt off my back. But I do have a rowdy side to me as well, which just makes me who I am.
Yeah, I love that. And owning it, right? Like that's what it's all
And
about.
I do.
You are who
You
you
know
are.
what? It took a
Yeah.
while, but you know what? It took me a time. It took some time to get to that place of owning it because, like, a lot of people can't receive it. A lot of people
Yeah.
can't accept. A lot of people can't accept who you are,
Yeah.
and
It's true.
you can't expect everyone to do that. So yeah,
Ooh, we'll get back to that. I like that. That's a good little.
yeah,
It's a good area right there, Tim.
yeah, yeah.
So I know we kind of keep hinting around of entrepreneurship. You threw out the word designer. Why don't you talk to the people about your new business venture, what it is, the name of your company, and how it came to be born?
Okay, well, yeah. Well, let me start from the beginning. Let me give you guys a little story about my brand. I believe one day I was just having a really rough day. I was going through it with someone that I was previously talking to,
Mhm.
had kind of fallen out with a friend, and work was just really stressful. And so I had made it home that particular day, and I was checking my email to see if I had received any information about this position that I had applied for.
Mhm.
Um, I received the email, but in the email, it stated that I was overqualified for the
Mm.
position. And in that moment, I was really upset. I was
Mhm.
distraught. I felt like, damn it, like this day is the worst day of my life. I'm very dramatic. So,
Yeah. No, but
so this is the worst day of my life. But after reading the job description, I was like, I was so upset. I was like, I've done this. I know this. I'm an expert. Like, I
Mhm.
can do this with my eyes closed. And then
Mhm.
I also realized, well, if that's the case, why do you want to go back to this?
Yeah.
Why not challenge yourself? And in
Mhm.
that moment, I I had to find some positivity out of it. I had to figure out a way to look at it in a positive light. And with that being said, I was like, you know what? They're right. I am overqualified for this position. And not only am I overqualified for this position, I'm overqualified for drama. I'm overqualified for fake friends. I'm overqualified for a
Mm.
broken heart. I am
Mm.
overqualified. I am
Woo.
completely overqualified. And I know my worth. I'm confident in who I am. And I know what I deserve. And you're
I just
right.
want to
I don't
scream.
deserve
I
this
want to
job.
scream.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
lot of
That's
other
right.
shit wasn't for me at that time. And
Mhm.
so with that, overqualified was born. And I took that word and I wanted to share it with everyone. I wanted to figure out a way to reach out to other people because I know I'm not the only one who feel this way.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
I
It's
cannot be the
true.
only person that feels this way. And I wanted to share with my people. I wanted to share with everyone to let them know, hey, it's okay. You can be overqualified. Overqualified, we don't have to look at it in a negative light. It can definitely actually be positive, and we
Mhm.
can actually
Mhm.
make it what it is. And you can be overqualified for any situation. And with that,
I love that.
and what I did was I took that word, and because I love clothes, I love hoodies, I
Mhm.
love
Mhm.
t-shirts, especially elongated tees, and
Mhm.
I made it into a shirt line. That was going to be my first way of getting overqualified out, and that's what I've done. And the journey has
Love it.
definitely been a journey, but I will never take away from it. I've had my highs, and no, let me rephrase it. I've had my lows, but I have definitely had my highs. And because of my
Yeah.
highs, and because I know what it stands for, and I know what it means, and what I can do with this one word, I feel I feel I feel confident that I can change someone else's life, because I love helping people, and this is
Yeah.
a way for me to be able to help someone else, because you never know
Yeah.
what anyone is going through. You know what I mean? Like, we all have
Oh,
our situations, we all
of
have our
course.
obstacles, and to just know that we are so bigger than those situations, we are so bigger than those obstacles, and we will overcome it. You're overqualified. You've dealt with it. You know what to do. You know what you need to do, and we'll get through it together.
Sir,
I'm sorry.
who
I had a whole
who made you
moment.
a preacher? No, 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 no. I love it because I the minute you said, because all of us have been there, right? We've all gotten that email that told us that we were overqualified for a position when,
Yeah.
we all apply and we know we can run circles around whoever's in the current role, right? A lot of us are
Right.
dealing with that now. We're at jobs that we know we're overqualified for, but we have to stay there, or there's nowhere else to go, whatever the case may be. So I think that's why your brand is so relatable, because it's not just the career, right? It's relationships
Yes.
that
It
you can be
is.
overqualified for. It's everything, right? It's really such an amazing idea. And so I want to kind of take it a step back and talk a little bit about those lows, because first of all, it's not easy to get an
No.
email like that, have a bad day on top of going through, a rough ending to a relationship. And so I want you to
Yeah.
talk to me a little bit about what those lows were and how you overcame them.
Well, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Those lows were pretty much me being fearful. I was
Hmm.
afraid. I was afraid to even do something for me. I was
Hmm.
afraid to, like, think of what people may say, how they would react, how they would judge. Because those are things that
Hmm.
people are going to do that regardless. Um,
Hmm.
Not only that, like, would I like? Am I good enough? Like, am I good
Mm.
enough to do this? Like, would people receive me and
Yeah.
what I'm bringing to the table? Um, it was a lot of factors. It was definitely a lot of factors. Even before I decided to launch, I was hesitant. Like, I had did all of this work.
Hmm.
I did a photo shoot. I had visuals. I had a launch party, and even after that, I was still afraid to launch. I
Mm.
I was, and sometimes we overthink.
Yep.
Sometimes and I'm really
Yep.
big at that. Like, I will overthink something to the point where I don't want to do it. I will not do it.
Yep.
and
Right.
and with this, I just was like, you know what, Tim, just do it. Don't
Yeah.
have a moment of doubt. Just go for it. You deserve it. You
Hmm.
deserve it, and people deserve to
Mm.
hear it. So you're
They
gonna
do.
touch someone. Doesn't matter if it's two or three people. Somebody is going to hear it, and someone's going to feel it, and someone is going to be attentive to it. So just do it.
You better
And
come on. You better.
yeah, and like, of course, I had my support team, individuals who were like, Tim, if you don't put this out here, if you don't make this
Yeah.
happen, like, even you, like, I had my support team that pretty much lit that fire up under me to go ahead and pursue it, because it was a great idea. It was
Hmm.
something that people, it was a need. Instead of being a
Yep.
want, people need to hear this. People need to know that they are overqualified.
Yep.
And so,
And that it's not a
with that
bad
being
thing.
said, I'm sorry.
And that it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not a bad thing at all. And
Hmm.
with that, even though the same day I decided to drop it, I still had my doubts, but I was like, I'm just going to do it and close my eyes and walk away.
So I kind of want to. I want to tarry between
Yeah,
those, because I think that's huge when you said that you had marketing, you did this photo shoot, you did a launch party, and yet you were still scared to launch, because usually
yeah,
after that gets going, but that's the reality, right? We'll get so
yeah,
close to releasing whatever it is that we're holding on to, and we're nervous. But then
yeah,
there was this moment of you finally did release and you were still nervous. So I think that
yeah,
that's really important for people to hear, because each phase that you talked about, the fear of what's going to happen of finding out that you're overqualified for a job that you really wanted. Then fear crept back up again when you had everything done but didn't want to launch. And then it crept in again when you finally did launch. And so I think that that's super important because it's, like I said, we've been talking about fear since last week. And the moral here is that fear doesn't go away at all.
Not at
It's
all.
always going to
No.
happen.
Yeah.
And so I commend you for still pushing through and launching. And so let's talk about this launch. So you finally launched your products. What can people expect? What are you selling? How can we purchase and support you? Talk to
Yeah.
us a little bit about that.
Yes, let's talk. Let's talk. So yeah. And even with that whole fear factor, you know what? A lot of times people are fearful of success.
Yeah.
And I think that was something too. Like I feel like I was afraid of success. I was afraid
Mm-hmm.
of what could possibly good come from it,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I mean it's out there now, so hey.
That's
So
right. It's done.
but yeah, so everyone can definitely go check out the website. The website is up. It's overqualified-express dot my Shopify.
Cool. And I'll be linking that
Overqualified-express
too.
dot my Shopify.com. You can add it to at the bottom of your podcast. Let these people know
Oh,
where
I
it's
got you.
at.
I got not
And
these people.
let the people know. Also, you can come to my page and follow me because I definitely always post stuff about it as well. T
Hmm.
Rose on IG, T Rose 07. That's TROZAY 07. I also have the actual brand page up as well, which is Overqualified 2019. So yeah,
Love
those
it.
are the handles, and you can definitely go turn them.
I love it. Well, I will be sure. See, this is why I don't drink wine anymore during podcasts. I'm over here stuttering and acting crazy.
Look, I'm
Let
over
me
here
get
trying to sip because I don't want to do too much. I'm
you.
like, because I'll carry on like it's just you and me, but this is more so. I mean, it is a conversation between you and I, but
It is.
you know,
Yeah, yeah. I just pushed my wine glass away. So,
right?
um,
Slide it to the side.
so I do want you to leave the people with something. So if you had to give a word of encouragement to, we're in a really weird time right now, right? You have folks that have been laid
Yes.
off, people who have been fired, some people who are looking for jobs, those who don't know where their, next check is coming from.
Yeah.
Take a moment now, and take your time with this, right? What would
Yeah.
you want to hear if that were you? Leave something encouraging for someone right now that's being inspired by your story.
Whew. Well, speaking on, people are really going through stuff right now as far as like being laid off. Hands up, I was laid off as well, and I decided to drop this during this difficult time that I'm having. But I'm not trying to look
Mm-hmm.
at it as a difficult time. I'm
Mm-hmm.
more so trying to look at it as a blessing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, to actually do something that I really do enjoy. And don't get me wrong, like some people don't really have a niche as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to be home, just mentally, physically getting yourself together, gathering your thoughts because we are going through a pandemic, you know. But like, even with a pandemic, we're overqualified for it. We've been through several pandemics, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, if you don't really have anything that's pushing you to to come out of this pandemic with like making money, it's completely fine, because right
Mm-hmm.
now we do need to sit still. It's a time where we need to love on each other, embrace one another, um, and do what we can to just get by at this particular time. But um, yeah, something encouraging. I felt like that was encouraging, but I want to say something else encouraging.
Yeah, listen, the floor is
um,
yours.
just yeah, let's go further. No, but
Yeah.
what I feel, because sometimes I struggle with this myself, and I'm not sure who I may be speaking to, but sometimes we get to a place where we feel like we're not good enough, we're not worthy.
Mm-hmm.
But just know every morning when you open your eyes, that alone lets you know that you are worthy, you are good enough, and you are blessed.
Mm-hmm.
So any situation that you're dealing with, any obstacle that you're trying to get past, let that be only a moment, because those are moments in time where you can defeat it. You can make it. You can change it. You can change the narrative and come from out of it. You're blessed.
Mm-hmm.
You are covered, and you're going to be okay. We're
I
all
like
going to be
that.
okay. So yeah,
We are. We really are. And I think that sometimes it takes things to happen
yeah.
before people move.
Absolutely.
Um,
It
you know,
builds your character. Like we all go through those tests, like, for a testimony. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So those situations that you are going through, it's only a test, it's only a moment, it's only a trial to get you to where you need to go.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I am so excited for you, first of all. Let me just say that.
Thank you,
And I'm
friend.
super,
I
super proud
appreciate
of
it.
you because I remember when this was an idea for you.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
just so glad that you pushed past the fear. The message is incredible. And I want to
Thank
thank
you,
you
friend.
for taking the time to come out on the Genuine Life podcast and chat
Yes,
with us.
thank you for having me. I am on the genuine life. What?
Woo!
Oh my God, what's up? No, but no, I really do appreciate it. Like, I really do appreciate you reaching out to ask me to be a part of it. You have no idea how big of a smile I had on my face. Like, oh my God, I'm so excited. But then I was like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. But I was optimistic in knowing that I was going to be on the line, on the air with my girl. So I knew it was going to be all good.
Well, I appreciate it. And y'all, if you are interested in purchasing anything from Tim, give him a follow or even reshare one of his posts just to support. I will be sure to link every single Instagram handle, his email address where you can reach out to him personally as well, for you to be able to grab some overqualified clothing. And until next week, I hope that you have a fantastic, productive, amazing, blessed, favor-filled week. And Tim, thank you again. And everyone else, I will see you here next Monday.
Thank you. Peace.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. Make sure you're following Jenn on Instagram at Genuine Life, and that's JENNUINE Life, to stay connected throughout the week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Genuine Life podcast episodes. Until then, join us back here on Monday for a new episode. As always, beauties, remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and be genuine.